Hello, everyone. Welcome to Woke Roundup. This is a show that I do exclusively for Rokfin every Sunday evening, just covering some of the woke stories that, for one reason or another, I didn't get a chance to cover throughout the week. Now, today's theme is that everything is racist. Everything. Everything is racist. Every single thing in this ideology can be construed to be racist, whether it's racist or not. That is the theme that our articles are going to follow for the day. And we're going to start with one of the biggest and probably one of the saddest stories of the week, which is, of course, the death of Prince Philip, the longtime husband of the Queen of England, sadly passed away on Friday at 99 years old, which is actually, like, if you make it to 99, just a couple months shy of 100 years, I can't really say that that's sad. That's a life worth living, and he lived his life well. So we have to give Prince Philip props for that. And he didn't take any grief from anyone, and he was often known to be a little off color, which is one of the appealing things about Prince Philip. It's why he was so awesome. He didn't buy into political correctness at all. But of course, they didn't even wait a day. This actually does make me sad. They did not even wait one day before attacking him for his comments. Look at the date on this article. April 9th, 2021 at 1:35 p.m. Now, I learned about the death of Prince Philip basically as soon as I woke up on Friday, April 9th. It was already in the news by the time I woke up and, wake up 8 o'clock in the morning. It was already in the news. By 1:35 p.m., Refinery 29 already had an article up on the day his death was announced, recounting why Prince Philip was just a little bit racist and we shouldn't forget, even though an entire country, not to mention his own family, is mourning the death, we shouldn't forget that he was really a racist. Let's take a look at this very ill-considered article. On Friday, Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh and husband to Queen Elizabeth II, died at the age of 99. According to Buckingham Palace, who announced the death, Prince Philip passed away peacefully at Windsor Castle in England. The news of his death comes at a contentious time for the royal family, who has been accused of racist treatment of Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex and wife to Prince Harry. Okay, side note. So apparently Meghan Markle is not going back for the funeral because she's pregnant and they're saying it's unsafe for her to travel. Whatever. Prince Harry is going back. Now, can you imagine how incredibly awkward that's going to be? I would not want to be, I don't care how much money that kid has, I would not want to be Prince Harry for anything, not anything in this moment. I wouldn't want to be Meghan Markle either, but that's for a whole different set of reasons. The accused of racist treatment of Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex and wife to Prince Harry. In a March 8th interview with Oprah Winfrey, Markle describes how members of the royal family were concerned with her son Archie's skin color. She also revealed struggling with mental health issues, including suicidal ideation, and receiving no support from the family. Though Prince Philip was never named as a perpetrator, that's not going to stop Refinery 29 from mentioning it in the second paragraph in an article they published the day he died. Though Prince Philip was never named as a perpetrator, the patriarch of Buckingham Palace was known to have his qualms about Markle, reportedly calling her a destructive presence within the royal family. Well, if that's the only racist thing they've got on him, let's just see them. Now, as Philip's legacy is being recounted, many are remembering his comments differently. In a New York Times obituary, Philip is referred to as making occasional frank remarks that may have hurt his image. In reality, the late Duke is guilty of much more than an occasional frank comment and has a storied history of perpetuating harmful racist ideas from his platform in the royal family. Long before Prince Philip allegedly voiced concerns about Markle, he was known to make sexist comments like, "I don't think a prostitute is more moral than a wife, but they are doing the same." That definitely sounds like something he would say. In 2001, he told 13-year-old Andrew Adams, who aspired to be an astronaut, that he should lose weight. Okay. The following year, he allegedly told the 14-year-old at Bangladeshi youth club that he looked like he was on drugs. After asking who else there was on drugs, he told the president, this is actually turned into the best article. I'm actually really glad I read this, because this is like a walk down memory lane of just some of the inappropriate things that's come out. Dude, the dude lived to be almost 100 years old. You think inappropriate stuff isn't going to come out of his mouth? This is like everyone's grandfather in one royal. He told the president of Nigeria, who was dressed in a traditional robe, that the president looked like he was ready for bed. Philip was once accused of comparing Ethiopian art to the kind of thing my daughter would bring back from school art lessons. The list goes on. In fact, many such lists of Philip's most controversial remarks have been compiled on the internet. But what's most notable about them isn't only how offensive many of his off-the-cuff remarks are, but also how they are grouped in with comments about his low opinion of British cooking, and other such innocuous things, demonstrating just how very seriously casual bigotry is taken by many in the media when spoken by a powerful man, i.e., not very. Well, I'm sure you'll find a way to make a low opinion of British cooking racist as well, since everything else in the world is racist now because of these people. Of course, countless more people long spoke publicly about the detrimental effects of Philip's occasional frank remarks, and also took him to task for representing a strain of colonist thinking that is now not a relic of the past, but very much pervasive influence to this day. Acknowledging the true nature of Philip's many offensive comments doesn't negate the rest of his character. For example, his charitable actions. Instead, it gives a fuller portrait of a man who was born into almost inconceivable privilege and saw his wealth and influence grow as he married into one of Europe's last remaining monarchies. I'm sorry. Did these people miss the part where Philip's grandfather was killed in the revolution in Greece? And I know that just because, like, I've seen The Crown, man. I've watched The Crown. I know that Philip's grandfather was killed, his father was almost killed, and Philip escaped Greece in an orange crate. Yes, the bastion of privilege. Dude, I would not want to be a loyal royal for all the money in the world. That is one of the hardest lifestyles that anyone could take on. Failing, and it's not just like, these people are going to say he's privileged, all money and power and all this stuff. First of all, the royal family doesn't really have that much actual power. I mean, they can influence things, I suppose, but they don't really have that much actual power. And all the money in the world is not enough for the lack of freedom that those people have. At least that's my opinion. Failing to interrogate the character of these people who have their positions granted to them by accident of birth, well, actually he has his position granted to him by marriage, would be an abdication of responsibility we all have to question the systems of power that are in place because of centuries of colonialism, white supremacy, and the myth that anyone has the divine right to rule, and so can say just whatever they want. Consequences be damned. Well, again, Philip didn't have any power, dude. Philip was married to the queen, and the queen doesn't even have any power in the way that that's all set up. And again, I know this not because I've done in-depth study of like English history or anything like that, but because I've watched the flipping Crown. If you have watched The Crown, you know just as much as I do about this situation. So, I find it to be incredibly distasteful that on the day of his death, someone who had such a profound impact on so many people, they couldn't just lay off for a day. And I would say this for anyone. Listen, I look back at Rush Limbaugh's death, and I'm not a Rush Limbaugh fan. Not by any stretch of the imagination. I disagree with quite a bit of what that guy had to say. However, I can also step back on the day that he died and know that he had a great impact on a huge number of people, and that so many people felt that he was one of the very few people that had their back, that fought for them. It was like him and Trump, man, and that was it for a lot of people. And I can at least hold back my grievances about some of the things that he said and the way that he said them for one day to let people mourn. But no. we can't do that because that would be racist. It would be racist if we didn't immediately call him out on the day of his death.